Hello everyone, welcome to today's show. I'm with Brandon Uranowitz from American West. Thank you for doing this,
It's my pleasure.
Brandon.
I'm so happy to be here.
Um, you did out of town preview in Paris.
hmm
What was it like, being in Paris for 3 months?
it was like a dream come true. It's amazing. I mean, Paris is like one of the best places in the world, and to do a show that takes place in Paris, um, there's no. It's better research than reading a book about Paris. So you get to see the streets that these characters walk down, and you get to see all the historical sites that they got to see.
I had a chance to go to Paris, but I turned it down.
You went. You went. What?
I turned
Oh, you
it
turned it down.
down because they couldn't go with me. And
Oh, you guys
and
couldn't go.
and
All right. Well, one day, right?
I couldn't bring them, and I'm a very nervous flyer, and if
I am
they're
too.
not with me, then I don't like the flyer without them.
I completely understand.
He also
It's
didn't tell us.
really.
We found out
You didn't tell them.
It was a free trip. It was a free trip that the school system paid.
Oh, but obviously you guys couldn't go. I guess is that the?
You know that.
You didn't know. Oh, it's because you were nervous about flying, right?
Yeah, and what the they couldn't like the rule is that they can't go until the second year, so I didn't feel comfortable flying without them.
That's understandable. It's a long flight. It's a very 7 hours, I think. It's a pretty long flight. But maybe you could take a boat one day.
Yeah,
You cruise.
yeah.
That would be fun.
I love the
6 days.
It's very long, but that could be
I
an adventure.
I love the cruise. When you were in Paris
Mhm.
and you were in tech rehearsal, where did you go to sightsee, and what was your daily life other than
The show.
the show?
We didn't have a whole lot of time to do stuff. Not when we weren't doing the show. We were also just in rehearsal so much that we kind of we spent our days most. I mean, the thing about Paris is every street you go down, every like avenue is beautiful. So you don't. We never really made big plans to go sightseeing. We just sort of decided that we would just wander around and see where the wind took us. But there was on our first week there's a really cool museum there called the Museum de Carnavalet, I think, and they had a photo exhibit of photos and film from the Nazi occupation. And when you see the show, you'll see that our show deals a lot with World War II and the occupation and post-war Paris and what it was like for Paris to recover. And the museum had a really, really cool exhibit with photos and film from that time. And so I think that was probably one of the more memorable things that we did as a group because it was for the show, but it also was, a huge part of Paris and yeah.
You grew up in New Jersey.
I did.
And live in New Jersey.
You guys live in New Jersey? Where?
Well, right now we're in Jackson, but when we first moved, when we first got married, we lived in Teaneck and then we moved to Franklin Lakes.
Yeah.
I had friends in Franklin Lakes. I grew up in West Orange.
Oh, okay.
I went to
What
school in
were
Montclair.
what were their names?
My parents?
No, what was your name?
Oh,
Oh, how old, how,
I don't remember. They were,
Jesse's 30.
you're 30?
Yeah.
No, they were young, they were a little bit younger than me. I'm about your age. I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
The Lefkowitzes, do you know the Lefkowitzes?
Yeah.
Franklin Lake?
Yeah, in Franklin Lakes, the Lefkowitzes. I don't remember. I think the husband is in flooring. I think he has a flooring business. Yeah. Yeah. I went to school with Aaron, and my sister went to school
He's a
with.
twin brother.
Is he really?
Twin, good-looking guy. He's a
Yeah.
twin. Hoboken,
Yes,
Florida.
Mindy.
Hoboken, Florida.
That's where he's from.
No, Hoboken flooring is in Franklin.
Oh, Hoboken
That
flooring.
family owns,
They live in
which is
Franklin
you.
Lake.
Yeah.
The wife's name is
Mindy, Aaron, and I can't remember her.
Much younger than Jesse. I remember they had infants.
Erin, the daughter, is a year younger than me, so she's probably 28, and then the son is my sister's age, so he's 24, 25? Yeah.
You were at home when you found out that you were nominated for a Tony
I was.
with your parents in Jersey.
Yeah.
What was it like?
That was a crazy day. That was really crazy. That's sort of something that you dream of as a kid. I mean, first you dream about getting to Broadway, and then you sort of dream about being at the Tony Awards, and you have all these big dreams as a kid. And I never sort of really expected any of it to come true. You sort of hope, but the dream come true for me was just kind of being able to do this show on Broadway. And I had no expectations of getting any sort of nominations, but then, you sort of get swept up in all of it. There are so many awards. There's the Drama Desk and the Outer Critics Circle Awards and all this stuff. And, our show was getting a lot of nominations, but I wasn't really anywhere on any of the lists. And so I just sort of assumed, like, hey, it wasn't going to happen for me this time around. But I sort of knew that people in our show would get nominated, and the show would get nominated for certain things, and it was just it was like kind of a stressful time, so I decided to go home and be with my family and be in a comfortable place. I turned my phone off. I didn't want, I figured I would wake up on my own time and read the nominations, and then I was dead asleep. And I heard a scream from downstairs, and then I heard them running upstairs, and then my dad, burst through the door, and he was in tears, and, it was very surreal. It was very surreal, and I have my pen, but it doesn't seem to be working. It's all right. But here's my pen.
Yeah.
There it is.
What
Let's see if I can get it. It's not really working. Look at this thing that I tried to get to work. Anyway, it's all right.
is that up there?
It was amazing. It was an amazing day.
Yeah.
And I didn't really cry about it until I saw a video of my director watching the nominations and him jumping up and screaming when they announced my name. That was the first time I cried, I remember.
Is that up there, Steven?
Hmm?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I got it. It's right there.
2015.
It is a 2015 pin. Are you wearing your 2015
Yeah,
pin?
I have a 2015 pin, but it was gifted to me
By Kelly O'Hara, right?
Yeah.
It's a big year for her.
Yeah.
So that's going to be worth a lot of money one day.
Yeah. Well,
That was 14.
yeah.
Oh, 14 for
Yeah.
Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah.
That's not customized. I mean, it's-
No, it just has the date on it.
I
But they don't just give it to anyone.
I never go anywhere without it.
Really?
I was telling Melissa that if I ever lost this, just doing it now what I'm like Linus with the blanket about this thing.
Very protective. I wasn't very protective of mine, and I lost mine.
Yeah.
I had to get mine replaced. I should probably be like a lion about mine too.
Linus,
I will now.
You know Linus from Charlie Brown?
From Charlie Brown. Oh yeah, Lionel. Yeah, Linus,
Yeah,
Lionel.
I'm like Linus with the thing carrying around his little blanket.
Like the little blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and company really made you want to do this.
Yeah.
What is it about company that made you go, oh my god, I want to do this?
Well, Sondheim is a genius, and I've always known that Sondheim is a genius, and I've always been a huge fan of his writing. But I remember seeing Company for the first time, and I think up until that point, you know, like the first Broadway show I ever saw was Peter Pan. It's like very magical.
Yeah.
And I think Company, it just came at a very critical time in like my life and my development as a person. I think I saw it when I was like 9 or 10, and I could start like forming my own thoughts. And it was the first time I remember seeing real people on stage singing. It was like a musical about real people with real feelings and real clothes. You know, they're not in like big costumes. They were wearing, you know, clothes that I saw my parents in. And I think that did something to me. That made me think deeper about musical theater and theater in general. And Vianne Cox, who's in our show, her performance was very, very revelatory for me. There was just something about seeing real people on stage in a musical that was so new to me and exciting. Because I was like thinking like, oh, this could be my parents right now singing about their problems. And I just thought that was really interesting, and it made me want to explore more what else there was. Because before then it was just like Peter Pan and, you know, fantastical, big, spectacular musicals.
Yeah, what was the first community play or high school play that you were in?
The first high school play I was in?
What community or...
Well, the first professional show I ever did,
Yeah.
I was 9. I was 9 at Paper Mill Playhouse in Melbourne. I did Evita there. That was my first, like, regional thing. I went to this place called PTW in Livingston, New Jersey, Performers Theater Workshop. And the first thing I remember doing with them was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Were you jealous?
No, I was not I was like 7. I played Abraham. I was like one of the brothers. I was very young.
You took over what? Harvey in a play?
I played the part that he originated
Yeah,
on
that's what
Broadway.
I mean.
In Torch Song Trilogy.
Yeah. What was it like, you know, doing that role knowing Harvey did it?
It was overwhelming and scary, and but you know, the play hadn't really been done much since the 80s. So and when I read it, I just felt such a connection to the character. I mean, I remember reading it for the first time when I got the sides for the audition, and I was like, I have to play this part.
Yeah.
It's just, I relate to it more than any character I've ever played before. So it was a challenge. It was, you know, it was a 3-hour and 45-minute play with 3 acts, and I never left the stage. So it was a marathon, but it was one of the most gratifying challenges as an actor I've ever had. So, and then I got, after all of the reviews and stuff came out, I did get a direct message on Twitter from Harvey Fierstein congratulating me. So then I sort of felt like I had, I sort of achieved what I had meant to, what I was
I
meant to do.
kinda know how I'm doing.
You do?
Kind of.
I admire him very much. He's sort of a hero of mine.
He calls me Cookie.
He calls you Cookie?
I don't know how that came about, but I'm a big Hairspray fan, and I seen that on Broadway 16 times.
You saw it 16 times.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
and
It's a great show. Are you excited about the live one on TV?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I seen it like originally, like 18 or 19, in
Yeah.
high school,
Yeah.
different things, and it calls me Cookie, but we can't figure out why.
It's just Harvey.
Yeah.
Harvey being Harvey.
Yeah. How did you take me back to like 2 years ago when you were auditioning to play Adam,
Hmm.
and how did you prepare, and what did you do, and everything like that?
Like researching the part and
Yeah.
stuff. You'll see tonight. I mean, it's a little bit different. It's different than the movie, and a lot of the music within the show, written by Gershwin, is composed by my character Adam, and so while yes, he plays a war vet after the war. You know, he has a little bit of he has a war injury. His leg got injured in the war. Jewish American living in Paris. He's a composer, and he wrote most of the music in the show that Gershwin wrote. So when you think about it, my character and Gershwin can sort of be interchangeable and one and the same. So a lot of my preparation for the role was researching George Gershwin and his life and what made him tick. So I did a lot of reading about George Gershwin.
Did you watch the movie?
I did, but I watched the movie only once. Sorry, my magnet fell again. I watched the movie only once before the audition. Only because some people might disagree with this. But if I'm doing either, and like this goes back to me and preparing to do Torch Song Trilogy too.
Yeah.
If I know that my character is being adapted from something, or like the show is being adapted from something, or I'm doing a revival of something, I have no interest in doing an imitation of what the person did before me. So I like to just take what's in front of me, the script, what Craig Lucas has written, what George and Ira Gershwin have written, and figure out how, build a character from that, as opposed to from, Oscar Levant, who did a brilliant, first of all, Oscar Levant was brilliant in the movie, and I knew that no matter what I did, I would never be able to be Oscar Levant, so I had to forget that. And so I only watched the movie once, because I wanted to make the character mine. Only Oscar could do what he did, and I feel like only I could do what I do, so... Exactly.
Yeah. What did you do in Amy Schumer?
What did I what?
What role?
Oh, I did Inside Amy Schumer on her first season before anybody knew who Amy Schumer was. I had no idea who she was. I was like, who is this girl? I watched her stand up. She made me laugh. I was like, this will be fun. The role that I played on Inside Amy Schumer was, the sketch was Amy was dating a Mexican man, and she was introducing her Mexican boyfriend to her family, and her grandmother could not help but be racist. And so became an advertisement for a facility where you can send your grandparents to learn how to not be racist. And I played the instructor. So I was teaching old people how to not be racist bigots.
Yeah.
It's funny. If you go to my website, you can watch it. I think it's on there. It used to be on there.
How much of Adam is you, and what did you think to make Adam yours?
Adam's like dry sense of humor is very much me. His neuroses, very much me. I mean, I come from a Jewish family in New Jersey. Sort of goes without saying. But I will say, actually, more of Adam is my dad than me. I crafted a lot. I don't know that I necessarily realized that until I started playing him more and more, where I would start doing things on stage and be like, oh my God, this is something that my dad does. Like, this is my dad.
Yeah.
So I think Adam is more my dad than me. But definitely a sense of humor. Adam uses his sense of humor as a defense mechanism often. Kind of uses it to deflect things, and that's something I find myself doing a lot.
How hard is it to fake play the piano? And is there a little camera on the piano so you can see what the piano plays?
There is no camera on the piano. There's just a lot of very sly trying to find the conductor out of the corner of my eye. And, I mean, there's a lot of work to try and get us in sync. And I just studied a lot. I took, every time my character plays the piano, or any time I'm on stage playing a piano with the orchestra, I took a video of our pianist playing his hands and just studied that over and over and over and over again. So if you sat me down at a piano, it would probably sound crazy, but it's as close to the proper, finger placement that I could get. But it's actually really, really fun. It's really fun. It's like a fun challenge to try and make it sound like it's completely in sync and coming from the piano.
I just want to thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me. This is my honor. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Of course I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna spread it like wildfire.
Yeah,
Who else have you interviewed?
I've been.
Everybody?
I've been doing this for 15 seasons.
Really?
And this is my 15th season. And I interview a lot of people. Like Andy O'Hara.
My favorite.
Jamie Lou.
Uh-huh.
Jane Monroe and Courtney Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin Lee.
Uh-huh.
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter.
We did a phone interview with Tammy Blanchard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's before he got everything
Caroline
Caroline Ray.
Ray.
Look at you.
Actually, we're celebrating our 15th season
That's a lot of seasons.
with a live special with Caroline Ray,
Uh-huh.
Joey Cola,
He's the warm-up guy for Rachel Ray Show.
Oh, yeah, sure.
and John Peasy
Oh.
from America's Got Talent.
And you're doing a live show? When is
Yeah.
that? I want to watch. Oh. Oh, yeah. I come out all the time.
June 8th at 11:30, June 8th.
Okay. All right. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna have games and prizes and giveaways. And games and prizes and giveaways and performances and
That sounds like
everything.
such a good time. Do you have a favorite show? Well, obviously, is Hairspray your favorite show?
Yeah, I'll do.
How to Succeed?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, for Tammy Blanchard.
Yeah. I was a fan of Out the Way before Tammy.
I think he got interested in theater. His first show was Beauty and the Beast.
I remember that.
And he's been hooked on Broadway.
That was another one that my parents took me to that I was just like, this is magical.
And Les Miserables, I don't know how many times we've seen that on Broadway. He saw it
I-
time.
yeah,
And
and Alfie Bow was in Alfie Bow. I like Alfie Bow.
He has one of the best voices on earth.
Yeah. And and I couldn't wait to meet him. I'm like Gavin Lee and Alfie Bow together. How brilliant
That's
is
amazing.
that?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just love Alfie Bow. Yeah.
Oh. That's all right. You can watch it on YouTube and stuff. I'm sure there's plenty of.
We have it, we have the DVD
Oh.
of the show anyway when it started.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I
Just
can
got tickets to see,
Duck.
Josh Groban in
Oh, in Natasha and Pierre,
Yeah.
in The Great Comet of
Yeah,
1812.
yeah.
That's going to be really cool.